A rogue trader in Rochdale got me arrested by the novice Greater Manchester Police. Greater Manchester Police arrested me for a crime I did not commit. This is the third year in a row for my struggle for justice.
The story is about a rogue trader, Alpart Direct, who sells on public road while secretly filming unsuspecting buyers without any warning in their knowledge and use this for malicious purpose. This is the seller on public road demanding cash against eBay rules. His shoutings frightened my 5-year-old son. Unbeknown to me, he left the safety of inside of the car and started wandering on the road. This seller sold me a mattress on eBay and demanded cash against eBay rules. He was obviously trying to steal money on eBay fee and possibly VAT as well. He was protecting him as well from claims of money-back warranty provided from eBay. This is the seller's original listing page on eBay. This is clearly showing payment on eBay by PayPal or by card. There is no option of cash payment. This is transcript of chat with eBay representative who confirmed that mode of payment was online using card, etc. He also condemned seller's behavior. eBay representative confirmed again that payment was online and there was no provision of cash payment. The seller tried to fool police and Crown Prosecution Service (CPS) by showing his rogue messages created after the fall of hammer on eBay. They made false claim that I offered cash. They did not disclose original listing as shown in earlier slide. Police and CPS actually fell fool to glib-tongued so-called the victim. This is screenshot of messages on eBay provided to police by the seller. There is no offer of cash payment by the buyer. eBay messages cannot replace the actual term of the sale shown above. The seller did not disclose original listing page to the police and CPS. He provided irrelevant sold item page instead. This does not show terms of the sale.
When I insisted on paying on eBay, he removed the mattress from my car by force, despite my warning to not to touch my car. My 5-year-old son was in the car, and as an act to defend my property, I tried to close the boot of the car and a central locket. He hit his head on half-closed boot on withdrawing.
Viewers, as you can see, the culprit twice shouted to his partner to call the police at two different times. First time he did this was before he hit his head on the boot. He is not in the boot itself but standing tall against the open boot. He knew that I intended to close my boot. His white partner can be seen turning around to do so. I can be heard encouraging them to do so. He should have stopped at this point and wait for the police to sort this out, but he did not stop and went in again. The second time the culprit shouted to his partner to call the police was when he has removed the mattress from the boot and threw it on the road. He can be seen hitting his head himself on the half closed boot. Earlier to this, I can be seen raising and lowering the boot to save him from hitting the boot. My intention was to close my boot, was clearly to stop his forceful entry into my boot. At both the occasions, I can be heard encouraging them to call the police because at that time I was confident that our police will do the justice. I did not have a slightest doubt of what I did was wrong, but this did not go as my initial thoughts.
The culprit opened the boot of my car. I tried to close the boot back and a central locket to save my property with my son deemed to be in it. My hand can be seen on the top of boot and the culprit knew that I am trying to close it. I told the culprit not to touch my car. The first time the culprit told his partner to call the police. I agreed with him to call the police and let them sort it out. The culprit, however, did not stop to wait for police. The culprit is shouting, "Oi, oi, oi," to stop me close the boot. The culprit hit his head on half-closed boot while withdrawing from it. The culprit second time shouted to his partner to call police. He has snatched the mattress away from my custody.
Viewers can see that in earlier part of the footage, I have been trying to convince the culprit that method of payment is only through eBay and there is no option of payment by cash. I tried to show him his original listing page on eBay and also what action eBay can take if not paid through them. Obviously, cash payment will not show up on eBay and this will remain as unpaid item. I also tried to convince him that the messages you sent are after the sale of the item and these cannot replace the original term of the sale shown in the original listing page. I also understand that eBay account does not belong to the culprit and this was his partner's account. The culprit has not provided the footage when he himself stuffed the mattress in my car. Culprit did not talk to me nicely even for once. He openly spoke of cash or you are not having it. I would not argue with him if this was me, and the pity is this was just £35. If the online payment was unsustainable for him, he would have talked to me nicely, "Brother, let's cancel this sale. Some mistake took place. Please return my mattress." People are normally sympathetic if you don't behave as bully. I traveled 30 miles to collect the mattress. I was not running away with his mattress. When he asked to call the police multiple times, I encouraged him to do so. Let the police sort it out rather than taking the law in your own hand. The fact is, I stayed there and got arrested by the police, and this is where another story starts. I told the police and Crown Prosecution Service, that is CPS, "Look, mate, you are not expert in analyzing video. Video as an evidence in the court is still in emerging state. Do not play with fire. You are not expert in analyzing a video, and you are too old, and the law school you went to might not have taught you how to analyze a video as evidence. Help the court as well and arrange an expert forensic analysis of this footage. This will They will review the footage in slow motion and will analyze the language spoken and the other minute points which are beyond your reach. They, however, said, "We are happy with the footage as such. We believe in target of 100% conviction rate, and we will convict you." I also told the police and CPS, "Look, mate, I did not go to the culprit's place to commit burglary or do a backstreet dealing. I went there for a legitimate business, and I have every right to know that I was being recorded. There was no sign to warn me of recording. The exchange was taking place on public road. The recording was against the Information Commissioner's Office guidance on the use of CCTV. The recording is illegal and cannot be presented in the court as evidence." They replied they are happy with the evidence and will proceed as planned. This is the level of arrogance of our public departments. The point here is, if I knew of the culprit's recording, I would have started my own recording and called the police myself to show them what he did. I would have shouted even louder to leave my car alone and my son is in it, and do not mess with my car, extra, extra. I have sympathy with the residents and passerbys of the same street in Rochdale of being recorded unknowingly by an ex criminal. I hope the houses opposite the culprit know that their fronts are completely exposed. So far, I know that the culprit has criminal history of multiple crimes. I asked CPS to provide information of these crimes as these are very relevant in my case and would show a general attitude of the culprit of use of force and threat in the business. CPS replied they are happy with his crimes and stressed that they will oppose any such request in the court as well. The culprit manhandled my car despite my clear warning, "Do not touch my car." I said no to him multiple times. My 5-year-old son was deemed to be in the car. The culprit has not provided the earlier footage of when the confrontation started. This scared my son. I sat him in the car and advised him to stay there, and I settled with this man. Unbeknown to me, the child left the safety of the car and started wandering on the road. At the end of the footage, the child can be seen approaching me, and I asked him to go back in the car. He can be seen holding the car handle but did not go in. He was too scared. The culprit has removed the mattress from my car. Me and my son are standing there perplexed and hearing to the white partner talking to the police. My son, my frightened son, asked me to let go home. I reassured him that British police is very nice. We will explain to them what happened. I picked him up, the frightened child, to comfort him. I stood there holding my child for half an hour when three police vehicles arrived. I now ask myself, which planet do you live? You are expecting justice from whom?
The culprit partner, who is a white lady, claims in her 999 call to police that C did not see the assault. Yet number of Greater Manchester police came running and arrested me straight away.
The culprit used such a brute force that besides doing structural damage to my boot door, he dislodged the cable of solar installation of my car. The positive and negative terminals connecting battery became completely naked, leaving my car in potential danger of catching fire. I could find no time to check my car for any damage myself and was holding to my child. After speaking to the culprit and his white partner, the police turned to me and told me straightway to sit the child in the car. They, despite having seen the messed up car in the footage, did not do any safety and risk assessment and put my child to a grave danger to his life. Would they do this to their own child?
There is a law under the Theft Act. There is a principle referred to as being under the control of. This means goods can be under the control of A, even if they belong to B. If someone has a right of ownership of property, which is in possession of another, they may still be guilty of stealing that property.
I am astonished that both police as well as CPS are not aware of this law or deliberately are not applying this in thinking that a general public might not be aware of this. I, however, made this very clear to the interviewing officer PC 19733 claimant, who instead made a mockery of my comments. In the next a few slides, I am going to show the criminal damages to my car caused by the culprit. This is the solar panel installed on the roof of my car, and this is the part of solar installation in my car. These are the positive and negative the wires which were dislodged from the connectors when the culprit pulled recklessly the mattress out, and they were lying close to each other, and if they touch each other my car could have caught fire. And I have a bad dream now that the police asked me to sit my son in the same car without doing any risk assessment, And how dangerous was it? Could they have done to their own children? This is the boot of my car, and it is showing the two gaps where the plastic trims fits into these gaps, and it help hold the boot up and open and close it. And these plastic trim, they just fell off when he manhandled my car, and they were lost there, and I couldn't find them again. This is the end of the part one of my fight for justice. Please subscribe and watch forthcoming part two. Thank you.